and welcome back to a view from the South Stand. I've got Ryan back with me today, and it's just finished Tottenham 2, Liverpool 2 at the White Hart Lane Stadium. Tottenham Stadium, not White Hart Lane. Um, Ryan, welcome back. Let's delve into that pulsating 90 minutes of football today. What did you make of the game? Let's start with the game first.
Mate, I'm not even going to lie. Whether you watch that as a neutral or a Spurs fan, Liverpool fan, that is going to be one of the best games of football you're going to see this Premier League season. It
Agree.
was mental. It was crazy. It literally had, the only thing it didn't have was an own goal.
Yeah,
It even had a red card.
yeah,
It was crazy.
yeah.
A game literally had everything. So,
Talking about yeah, let's talk about the red card. Andy Robinson, deserved or not deserved?
do you know what? Red cards nowadays is such a fine line. Like,
Yeah,
because you had Harry Kane's one in the first half, and I was
yeah,
actually,
which I was
while the
going to
match was
go with
going on,
next. Yeah,
I was debating with one of my mates who's a gooner, and we were going back and forth. He thought it was a blatant red card. I said to him, the game's gone soft anyway. So 10 years ago, that would have been a
yeah,
yellow card, no doubt. But I think because he went in with, yeah, his foot was raised. Don't get me wrong, but I don't see how else he's gone in with one foot. I don't see how else his foot can be
yeah,
to win that ball. He can't go in with his foot flat on the floor. Yeah, it has to go in like that. I get his studs were raised, but for me, I think it was the right decision, and I just think it would have been. I've seen players get sent, not get sent off for a lot worse than that, and stay on the pitch. Like I've seen players go in with 2 feet and stay on. So I can understand it's going to be one of them ones where people are going to say, yeah, it's 50-50. Some people are going to say it is, some people are going to say it's not. I personally didn't think it was,
yeah,
but I would have said the same about any player because I just think, how else can you go in? It's 1 foot.
yeah,
But I think Robertson, when I saw it, I thought he'd like kicked the ball
yeah.
into, who did he tackle? Was it Emerson?
Royale, yeah,
Yeah,
he
so
was on
I thought
Royale.
he'd kick the ball at the same time as Royal. So I thought it looked worse than it actually was. But then when I saw the replay, I thought he's actually meant to do that.
Yeah,
Like he's gone over there with the sole purpose to not even try and win the ball. He has just gone in there to lash out and kick Emerson.
yeah. So do you think that was a slight difference in between the two, is where Kane's probably gone more for the ball and
Yeah,
Robertson's gone in to actually, take Royale out?
yeah. I think that's the difference between one being a red card and one not.
Mm.
If Kane, I mean, yeah, yeah. If Kane goes in with 2 feet that
Yeah,
way, it's just blatant red card all day long. But I think is I can see why people will think Kane's is a red card. But for me personally, I didn't think it was. Just didn't, meh. Call me biased, but whatever.
Let's get to the surprise starters today. So that's Ali, Winks, Ndombele, Ryan Sessegnon. What do you make of all four of them today? Did you think they all played well? Do you think they had an influence on the game?
I thought they all played well. The whole team played well,
Yep,
considering the changes that had happened. Ndombele, if he's on it, he's just going to bring fire to the game.
yep,
He's got that talent to pull that pass from nowhere. He can run. Uh, The only thing with him that still bugs me is he can't finish 90 minutes. Or he's maybe done it less than 5 times, but
yep.
that's being picky. But he was good. Got one of the goals up. Um, I thought Winks did his job. You know,
Yep,
Conte obviously told him to do what he did, so it
yep.
gave Ndombele a bit more freedom going forward. And I think Winks did what he had to do. He was safe when he needed to be, and he played the correct forward pass when he needed to, or when it was there to be done. Um, who else was there? Delhi, mate. Honestly, there's nothing I like more than being proven wrong by a player that I've criticised.
Yeah,
I love it.
totally agree.
I love
Yeah,
it when players prove me wrong, and there's nothing I want more than for a player to prove me wrong who I've criticised.
yeah.
And Dele Alli, it was like watching him in that 16-17 season today. The only thing he
Do,
didn't do was score. He should have scored,
do you
but
think?
yeah.
Yeah, do you think the formation helped him and NAA today? Because that's the first time in a while that they actually both of them have sat in a free midfield. And do you think that's what helped him out today with Son and Kane playing at top? So it actually gave them the freedom to actually do what they want to do and not dictate the game.
But I do think Delhi was played in a position that he's best in
Yep.
today, which is arriving in that box sort of in the last sort of bits of an attack. Dele Alli's there on the edge. He's arriving late. He's there to pick up any pieces, or he's there to be the ball to be laid off to him. And I feel like that's what he is best at doing. And I feel like this formation allowed him to do that. And he
Yeah.
did it when he should have scored. It was Son and Kane, and then I think it was Son that played it through to Delhi, and he arrived
Yeah.
at the last minute. He arrived and did what he needed to do. He should have scored, but then I think the keeper saved it, but he should still score nonetheless. But yeah, I think the formation was good for him, and he played the position that he is best at, which is why we saw the best version of him today. I
Agreed.
personally think. I
Yeah.
think that every Spurs
Ev-
every Spurs fan should say that because he
yeah.
had a good game. I can't fault him.
And Ryan Sessegnon today, that's only the second time this season that Salah has not
Mm,
scored, had an assist today. How did you think him and Davis, to be
mm.
honest, stood up to Salah today?
Well, you summed it up. I mean, I think I don't know if Salah was having an off game anyway, but that geezer frightens me as it is.
Yeah.
And I just thought before the game, I thought I do not want Jota, Mane, Salah running at Sanchez, Davis, whoever the fullbacks were going to be. And I think Sessegnon, I think he handled him well. Sessegnon's not slow; he's quick. So I think he handled Salah well. But I think Salah was. I think the reason he didn't have his best. I think he was just frustrated. I think
Yeah.
we frustrated him, and we made it obvious that we were frustrating him from minute one,
Yeah.
which is why he didn't have his best game. I think so. It's credit to Sessegnon and Davis down that side. For once, Davis managed to actually keep up with the pace of the game. But yeah, no, I think they did well, really, really well. I was quite, and considering it was Sessegnon, boy, hasn't is that the first Prem game he started? Has he started up?
Uh,
Not
I think
actually
he started.
sure.
I think it's been a couple of years since he last started a Prem game. I think he's had
Yeah,
one for us under Mourinho.
yeah.
Um,
So it was
he
it was
started.
good to
It's been
see
a
him.
while.
Yeah, and against Salah as well. Of all
Yeah.
the players in world football he could have come up against, I think he did well.
And do you think for if Robinson puts that chance away within the first minute of the game, do you think it's a different
Hmm.
game, or do you think the game plan was still to do what we did and how many chances we had today? Um,
Uh, do you know what? Right, that Liverpool defence when Van Dijk's not there, they are a
yeah,
shambles in defence.
yeah,
The Pep Guardiola once said that we were the Harry Kane team. We
yeah,
basically can't survive without Kane. Well, we've proved in the past that we can. Right, Liverpool are a shambles without Van Dijk at the back. They were a mess. The amount of times we got through or got into a position where we could have scored was ridiculous. So I actually think if Liverpool had scored that early chance,
yeah.
I think we would have still had chances. And if we'd have had our shooting boots on and got actually scored the amount of chances that we got, we could have scored 4 or 5 today, easy.
Do you think? Do you think Allison was pretty much the reason why Liverpool got a draw today?
He was a contributing factor. I think it was a thing of Allison's keeping them in the game and us just not taking our chances when we should have. I think it was a combination of the two.
Was it great?
It's
Was it great to see today? Actually, how many chances we actually created against? Let's be honest. Apart from Van Dijk missing, a decent Liverpool side.
Yeah, it was. I'm not gonna lie, Marlon, I was shitting my pants going into this game, considering we hadn't played a game since what for three weeks now, I think,
Yeah,
or 2 weeks, but 3 games, and I was shitting my pants. I thought this is going to be bad because Liverpool have played in that period where we haven't, so they're going to be match sharp and stuff. And I thought there is not a team. If I could pick one team not to play, or Bar City, if there was a
yeah.
team that I didn't want to play after having 3 weeks off, it would have been Liverpool. So and the way we played, just made me think. You can't. you can't fear these teams. You
Yeah.
just can't, because football's one of them things. It's unpredictable. Like, you can't fear, and the game went the complete opposite to how I thought it was going to go. We were in the game from minute 1 to minute 96, the whole way through.
And did you kind of see that Conte's tactics are starting to get through to the players, and actually we're seeing a different type of Spurs team right now compared to what we saw weeks ago?
Yeah, I think they are. I think there's still a learning to be
Mm,
had. Like, I think there's still players that Conte will want to bring in to, shore up his formation he likes playing. I think
mm,
I've said it before: a centre half and a box to box midfielder that can create a two big positions that need to be filled. But I think, given the time he's been there, which is
yeah,
not long, I think he's a couple of months, if that. It's I can already see big changes in not just players, but just the club in general. Like, you think of how toxic it was Nuno's last game
yeah.
compared to now. Like, the stadium was electric today. What I could hear on the TV, it sounded electric. Like, and
And there was
it's
a lot of people missing today. It was only 45,000 compared to the
yeah,
60 we're used to. So yeah, I thought
sounded
that as well.
full.
I thought the stadium sounded better today than in the last
Mm.
few games that we've had as well. Totally agree
But
with
yeah,
that
no,
statement.
I think there's still stuff still to be learned.
Yep.
Conte, he you can tell that he's still getting his ideas across, but there are so many positives to take
Yep.
from the way we're playing at the moment. Apart from that more a shit show and maybe Everton away, you could say we're a bit iffy in that game. Every game we've played under Conte, we've done well. Can't
Yeah.
actually fault us that much, to be
No,
honest.
no, agree. If I said to you, would you have taken a point at the beginning of today? And are you disappointed that we didn't get all three?
Yes, I would have taken a point, and yeah, I am disappointed. I never thought I'd have come away from playing Liverpool
Yeah.
disappointed with a point, because we should have really won that game. That game should have been tied up in the first half. Really,
Yeah.
we should have had 3 goals in the first half. But yeah, no, I never thought I'd say them words, especially the way Liverpool play now. I never thought I'd be disappointed coming away from a game with them with a point. We were worthy of all three today.
And the last thing, as per usual on the show, who was your man of the match today?
Uh, Deli Ali.
Okay.
I never
Well,
thought,
I'm,
I
I'm
never
surprised.
thought, I never thought. Honestly, I've said on
Yep.
previous shows I've really criticised him, and I think I'm right to have done that.
Yep.
But credit needs to be given where credit's due, and I'm a fair person, and I will hold my hands up and say that the Deli Ali we saw today is the Deli Ali that we've needed to see
Yep.
for 2 or 3 seasons now, without that. And he'll know that as well. And I'm hoping that he'll come off of the pitch today and away from the game thinking, yes, I've still got it in me to do good things and big things for this club. And I'm hoping that it gives him kick up the backside he needs. And I'm hoping Conte will have seen this and thought, do you know what? He's had one good game. I'm not going to get excited. He's had one good game,
Yep.
but I think one good game will warrant another chance for him to prove himself. And then the more it goes on, the more he'll be able to prove himself. And hopefully he can get back to the form that we've been begging for him to give us for 2 or 3 seasons. Because let's not beat around the bush. He has talent,
Yep.
and that's what makes him so frustrating. That's what makes him such a frustrating footballer to watch. Is the talent is there? It's there. He's shown it on so many occasions when he first come to Spurs, but for whatever reason he fell off the wagon and he struggled to get back. But I'm hoping today is a new start for him and he can build on it. But
Hopefully.
it's it
It's Deli
hopefully,
Ali.
but it's
Yep.
Dele Alli, and
Yep.
it's down to him. It's down to no one else. It's
Yep.
it's down to him now to start rebuilding his career based off this performance. Because I feel like, based off this performance, he showed a lot of hunger today, and he was playing like he had a point to prove, which is good.
Yep.
So Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. um, so yeah, please like and subscribe. Thanks Ryan for coming on today. And as
No
always, come on you
worries.
Spurs.
Yep, up the Spurs.